Republicans looking to challenge House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's fines for violating her security screening and mask mandates may have gotten new ammunition this month when the sole Democrat to face a fine, Representative James Clyburn, had his penalty expunged. The House Ethics Committee's decision to let Mr. Clyburn, the third-ranking Democrat, off the hook left GOP lawmakers scratching their heads, saying the disparity in punishment adds to their earlier complaints that the fines themselves are both insulting and unconstitutional. Representative Andrew Clyde, a Georgia Republican who was fined, said his case is similar to Mr. Clyburn's, and the fact that the Democrats' was approved while his own was denied suggests a double standard. He fired off a letter to the Ethics Committee demanding it turn over all documents to show what's going on, and take a do-over on his own appeal. He told The Washington Times in a statement, "I welcome the Committee on Ethics to reconsider my case based on their most recently established precedents. Should they choose not to reconsider, I am eager to have my day in court to stop Democrats from further trampling on our cherished constitutional rights." Other Republicans are likely to join Mr. Clyde, and they could be plowing new legal ground. Experts say the case wouldn't be frivolous, though it might be a tough sell for courts who in the first instance are going to be reluctant to police a fellow branch of government, and who have already said in an 1880 case that Congress does have the power to fine its members. But according to a 2016 Congressional Research Service report, fines had always been used as restitution, but not as pure punishment for misbehavior. Mrs. Pelosi imposed the mask mandate last summer, and in January the House adopted fines as punishment, $500 on the first offense and $2,500 for a second breach. And after Mrs. Pelosi in January ordered all lawmakers to be screened by police before entering the House floor, the House adopted a $5,000 fine for a first offense and $10,000 for a second. Lawmakers cannot use official funds or campaign cash to pay the fines, and the House clerk is authorized to deduct the amount from their salary. Republicans argue the fines are in tension with two provisions of the Constitution. The first is a prohibition on arrest for lawmakers conducting business, and the second is the 27th Amendment to the Constitution, which prohibits changing a member's pay during a two-year Congress. Under the GOP's thinking, throwing a roadblock to a lawmaker trying to reach the floor to vote could run afoul of the privilege against arrest. And fining a lawmaker by docking pay could be categorized as a change in pay. The House Ethics Committee declined to release data on fines and brushed off questions from the Times about the legal basis for the punishment. Tom Rust, the chief counsel at the committee, said, "No comment." The committee has publicly acknowledged 7 cases, 6 of them involving Republicans and the other involving Mr. Clyburn. In 2 cases, his and Republican Representative Hal Rogers, appeals have been agreed to, leaving Republicans the targets in all 5 of the known cases where fines are still active. A series of Republicans defied the mask mandate earlier this month, citing new Centers for Disease Control and Prevention guidance that vaccinated persons can resume normal activities and don't need to wear masks, even inside. The House, led by Democrats, has not adopted that scientific consensus, spurring the protest by a handful of Republicans. Representative Brian Mast, Florida Republican, is one of those who defied the mask rule. Mr. Mast said in a statement, "I am appealing Speaker Pelosi's $500 fine because I was in full compliance with the CDC guidance and it is unlawful. It has never been about following the science for Speaker Pelosi. It has always been about power and control."